Hello everyone and hello Mr. Wirawan as our lecturer. So now I will present the material of the conception of semantics and the scope of semantics. But before I start, let me introduce myself first. My name is Tikatu Tranyasi and PM 22306. And I'm as a moderator here and also for the first speaker also. So, without further ado, let's get started. For the first, let we know what is the background of semantics. The background of semantics is a study of meaning. It explores how words, phrases, and sentences convey meaning and how meaning is interpreted by listeners and readers. And then, let we to the topic. The conception of semantics. Semantics, a cornerstone of linguistic study, delves into the meaning and interpretation like words, phrases, sentences, and symbols within a language. There are semiotics, or the study of symbols. Semantics seeks to explore how meaning is contrasted, conveyed, and understood in both spoken and written communication. On the other hand, semantics is a branch of linguistics that studies the meaning of words, phrases, sentences, or texts. Imagine that the words are food. So semantics is like a chef who is responsible for making sure that what we mean with those words get to the stomach of the person who hears it in the right way. For example, if you say, I'm hungry, semantics will check the whether you mean, I need the food or I need attention. Because the word hungry can mean different things depending on the context. So, without semantics, we can get confused, like ordering a pizza and getting a salad instead. Next, let me move to the next. It is the scope of semantics. There are four scopes of semantics in here. The first is lexical semantics, the second is formal semantics, the third is compositional semantics, and the fourth is cognitive semantics. Let me discuss the lexical semantics. In lexical semantics, we focus on the meanings of individual words and the relationship between them, like synonym, antonym, hyponym. For example, let me take from the word bank. In lexical semantics, it is studies the multiple meanings of bank, like financial institution and the side of a river, and how context clarifies its usage. So, lexical semantics that studies the meaning of words and relationship between them, right? Because the word bank can mean the side of a river or river bank and a financial institution or money bank. So this illustrates polysemy, a single word with multiple related meanings. And next, the second, formal semantics. Informal semantics will learn utilizes mathematical and logical methods to analyze meaning in language, employing set theory and predicate logic. For example, this is the logic formula. John and happy. The symbol and. John and happy, it's not individual named. But John, that's individual name. And happy, not individual name. It is the state of happiness. So John and happy can be interpreted as a John and he is happy. Remember, happy is a predicate that indicates John in a state of happiness. The symbol John and happy in a formal logic refers to a preposition that combines two statements with a conjunction operator. Maybe some of you want to ask this. Why use and or symbolic representation? In a formal logic or semantics, we use symbols like and for individual or terms to generalize preposition and. This symbolic use allows us to formalize statement logically without needing to refer to specific names. It abstracts away from specific entities and focus on the logical structure of relationship between individuals and predicates. Next, the third is compositional semantics. How the meanings of individual words combine to create the meaning of larger linguistic units or phrases and sentences. For example, the red apple fell. Let me analyze this. Compositional semantics examines how meaning is derived from individual words and their combination. So the word red modifies the word apple, and together they become the subject of the verb, which is the subject of the verb is fell. And then the fourth, cognitive semantics. In cognitive semantics, we learn investigates the relationship between linguistic meaning and human cognition, including conceptual structures and mental representation. For example, let me take from the word cold. In cognitive semantics, cold can refer to physical temperature or perhaps emotional detachment. For example, a cold day vs a cold attitude. The meaning is tied to human between perception and experience. Alright, that's all from my material about the background, the conception of semantics, and the scope of semantics. For the next material, we'll continue by the next speaker.
Okay, so hello everyone, my name is Tiga Rumianti and PM is 23041. So now I will explain to you about the lexical meaning and the aspect of lexical meaning. So any further ado, let's start from the lexical meaning. Lexical meaning refers to the specific meaning that words carries in language. In semantic, lexical meaning deals with the intrinsic or dictionary meaning of word, independent of grammatical usage or context. It's concurred with the conceptual content of word as understood by the speaker of language. In simple way, lexical meaning is the basic, straightforward meaning of word, the one you would find in dictionary. It's the definition that everyone understands when they heard or read the word without considering the context or how it's used in sentence. Next. Lexical meaning aspect. So there are four aspects of lexical meaning that I will explain to you. Number one is polysemy meaning. Polysemy meaning refers to the phenomenon in language where a single word have multiple meanings. The different sense of meanings are typically share the common origin or core meaning. For example, like the word bank can mean a financial institution, the side of the river, and a place to store something like both bank. So all of these meaning share the link to idea of storage or accumulation. Number two, homonymy. Homonymy refers to the phenomenon in language where two or more words share the same form, spelling, or pronunciation but have different meanings. The meanings of homonymy are unrelated, which mean that they have distinct definition despite having the same linguistic form. For example, like the word bat can mean a playing mammal or a sport equipment. Number three, synonymy and antonymy. Synonymy refers to the relationship between words that have similar or identical meanings. Synonymy can be used interchangeably in certain contexts without significantly changing the meaning of a sentence. For example, happy and joyful, both of them convey a sense of positive emotion. Fast and quick, both of them refers to the speed. Antonymy. Antonymy refers to the relationship between words that have opposite meaning. For example, hot and cold is opposite in temperature, light and dark is opposite level of brightness. The last one is word collocation. Word collocation is when certain words are often used together in natural way. This combination sounds correct to native speaker even though there may be other words that could work grammatically. For example, we use make decision rather than take decision. Both mean deciding but are used differently depending on region. In most situations, make decision is the correct collocation to use. Take decision may be used in some formal or legal setting but is not as commonly heard in everyday language. Okay, so that's all about me. The next material will be continued by my friend. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Aika Swandeli with the MPM 223022. Today I presentation about what is denotation, what is connotation, and what example about denotation and connotation. And so now I will presentation denotation. Denotation is the literal or dictionary meaning of a word. It is the most common and objective meaning of a word, influenced by the feeling or emotion. In semantic, denotation refers to the literal or dictionary meaning of a word. It is the most basic and objective meaning, regardless of the context or emotional knowledge. And next, connotation. Connotation is the additional meaning or certain attention to a word, influenced by culture, experience, and personal feeling. It is a more subjective meaning and it can vary from person to person. In semantic, connotation refers to additional meaning or certain attention to a word. Via its literacy meaning, it is a more subjective meaning, influenced by culture, personal experience, and feelings. And now I have example for denotation and connotation. The first is I have word like a house, denotation like a building for resident. or a building for living, but often connotation like a worm, security, family, comfort, etc. Similarly, like a cheap. Cheap denotation is like low in price, low price, but often connotation like a low quality, not good, not valuable, etc. And more example like a rich in the notation like having a lot of money, having more of money, etc. But often connotation like a successful, materialistic, wealthy, and influence. So the key difference lies in objective. The notation is universal and actual, like a dictionary entry, while connotation is personal and learned. So the next matter will be continued. The next speaker.
Hello everyone, introduce my name is Naigustiari with MPM 223042. Here in our course about introductions to semantics, I will explain to you the material about pragmatics in semantics learning and then semantics and literary analysis. So without any further ado, let's dive into it. So guys, let's start with the simple questions. Have you ever said something but realized the person you were speaking to misunderstood your intent? Or perhaps you have been in conversations where the words alone didn't seem to tell the whole story. What happened there? Today, we are diving into a fascinating field of language that goes beyond the words themselves, is semantics. In the sessions, I will explore how semantics shapes our conversations, the subtle cues that influence how we interpret a language, and why it is so important to understand the broader context of communications. So first, let's start with the conceptions of their definitions in the branch of linguistic learning. Let's start with pragmatics. Pragmatic is so field of linguistic that concern with how context influences the interpretations of meaning in communications, while semantic is focused on literal or dictionary meanings of words and sentences. As you can see the difference, pragmatics is a field of linguistics concerned with how context influence the interpretations of meaning, while semantic is focuses on the literal or dictionary meanings of words and sentences. Semantics and pragmatics are interdependent. Semantics provide the what of meaning while pragmatics explain about the how. Context play a crucial role in shaping the meaning of what we say and why we choose certain expressions of its use in our real life interactions. Both are essential for a holistic understanding of a language. Okay, for the next material, we will be talking about the key aspect of pragmatics in semantics learning. The first one, we have speaker intentions. In speaker intentions, they are illocutionary acts, okay? These are the action that speakers perform when they say something. For instance, when someone say, "Can you open the window?" They are not just asking a question but also making a request. Pragmatic examines how these intentions affect the meaning. Number two, we have a context dependence. Unlike semantics, which typically looks at the meaning in isolations, like I already explained to you before in the definitions of pragmatic and semantics, pragmatic is emphasize how context influence interpretations. The meaning of an expression can change based on the factors like the time, place, or social setting in which it's used. For example, the phrases "I will see you later" could mean in a few minutes or the next week, depending on the context. Got it? Number three, we have implicator. Pragmatics deals with the implicators, which are aspects of meaning that are suggested or implied but not explicitly stated. For example, if I say, "It's getting cold in here," the implicator might be that I want the window to be closed, even though I did not directly say it to you. Got it, guys? The last one is speech acts. Pragmatic is concerned with how utterances perform actions such as making a request, offering something, apologizing, or promising. Understanding this function is crucial in understanding meaning in conversation.
Hello everyone, my name is Gusti Putu Juniantari with NPM 23029. So here I would like to explain about phrase in semantics and the role of phrase in semantics.
So here I would like to explain about phrase in semantic. There are 5 phrases in semantic. Number 1 is noun phrase. Noun phrase is a group of words centered around a noun. It can act as a subject or object in the sentence. A noun phrase is used to represent a reference to something in the real or imagined world. For example, in the beautiful garden. Number 2 is verb phrase. Verb phrase is a group of words centered around a verb and sometimes including an additional word like object or modifier. It describes about an action, event, or state. For example, in she is reading. She is reading is verb phrase because it shows an action in reading. Number 3 is adjective phrase. An adjective phrase is built around an adjective. It describes or gives more information about noun or pronouns. In semantic, adjective phrase help clarify or explain the meaning of the entity being described. For example, in she is very happy. She is very happy is adjective phrase because it explains information about noun. Number 4 is adverb phrase. An adverb phrase is centered around an adverb. It can modify a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. In semantic, adverb enrich meaning by providing more details about how, when, where, or to what extent something happens. For example, in quite quickly. When the quickly is had adverb and quite is modifies it. Number 5 is prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase is a group of words starting with prepositional in followed by prepositional object, which can be a noun or pronouns and another additional elements. In semantic, prepositional phrase provide more information about relationship between internal element, such as the relationship of time, place, direction, information, or manner. For example, in the pen is on the table. Role in semantic learning. So, phrase help learners to understand how meaning is constructed in language. By analysis phrase, learners grasp how smaller units or words combine logically and meaningfully to form larger, more complex structures. This understanding is key to interpret the relationship between words and their roles in conveying overall meaning.
Hello everyone, my name is Nikoma Milasari in VM 2220 and here I will explain about semantic in English language teaching. Semantic in English language teaching is the study of how to understand and interpret the meaning of words, phrases, and symbols in an educational setting. It is a crucial aspect of language competency that can help students improve their communication and comprehension skills. Semantic in English language teaching. Number 1 is a vocabulary development. Knowledge of semantics enhances the understanding of word meanings and relationships, making a vocabulary acquisition more effective. Like a synonym and antonym context, it means students can learn about a synonym and antonym. Synonym is a word with similar meaning and antonym is a word with opposite meaning. For example, happy and joyful are synonym while happy and sad are antonym. This helps them expand their vocabulary and use words more precisely. Number 2 is a reading comprehension. Skill in semantic analysis allows students to interpret text with greater accuracy, capturing both direct and implied meaning. Like identifying main ideas, it means students can use semantic analysis to identify the main idea of a text by focusing on the key concept and relationship between words. And number 3 is writing proficiency. A solid grasp of semantics helps learners select words more accurately and create texts that are clear, comprehensive, and meaningful, like choosing the right word. It means understanding semantics helps students select the most appropriate word for a given context. For example, using big instead of huge might be more appropriate in a formal setting. And the last is a cross-cultural communication. Awareness of semantics supports a student in understanding cultural differences in meaning. fostering better intercultural communication skill. Like understanding culture differences, it means students can learn about how the same word can have different meaning in different culture. For example, the word gift or hadiah in English might be considered a bribe in some culture. Integrating semantics into English language teaching both students overall language abilities. It equips them with the tool to analyze and apply language effectively, leading to enhanced communication across a variety of contexts. Okay, the next material. Continue, my friend. Thank you.
Semantics and literary analysis. A textual interpretations. Semantics analysis aids in uncovering layers of meaning in literary text, revealing themes, motifs, and symbolic representations. Authorical intent. Understanding semantics helps reader discern the author's intended message and the nuances of their word choices. The last one is contextual analysis. Semantics knowledge allows for a deeper understanding of how historical and cultural context influence in the meaning of literary works. So, in literary analysis, semantics plays a crucial role in decoding the complex layers of meaning within a text. It enables reader critics to explore the intricate relationship between words, process, and broader themes, enhancing the appreciation and interpretations of literature. By applying semantics principle to literary works, analysis can uncover hidden meanings, appreciate the artistry of language use, and gain the deeper insight into the human experiences portrayed in literature.
So the conclusion is, in English language learning, semantics is the study of meaning in the word, phrase, and the sentence. It helps learning understand vocabulary, interpreting context and community effectively by focus on the both literary and contextual meaning. Semantic enters conversation, formation after language use, and development of oral communication skill. So that's all about our group. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, please send the messages in the groups. Thank you.